I'll start a little bit about myself. My name is Karen Mikis. I live in Connecticut, and I am the creator of the Quietest House. And I take all my experience as a nurse and end of life experience, and I have created a consultation business where I help support people in all aspects of grief, and I can help people before they even get to the dying part. I can help you create all kinds of plans and celebrations and it just all things death and dying. That's me. Um, and I had the incredible honor to meet Craig Addy, and we've collaborated to create this amazing experience where people get to talk about their loved one, share their experience of that person, and Craig and his talents actually create your experience in a musical way on the piano. And Craig, maybe you could talk about how many times you've actually done this and a little bit about what you offer.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. This all started with an experience I invented 15 years ago called Under the Piano. And what would happen during that experience was I would have individuals or couples come here to my studio and they would share about their lives with me. And then they would lie underneath my grand piano. I've got cushions and everything under there. And then, based on what they shared with me, I would then spontaneously create music that would evoke what they shared. And somewhere along the line, someone who was grieving the loss of her husband and her son came. And for her, the session was very powerful and very almost cathartic for her. And so that's how my whole interest in supporting people who are grieving came into being. It was almost accidental. And so I've done Under the Piano for over 1,000 people now. They're not all grieving, but it's the joy of my life to create music for people, music that's about their lives and a representation of who they are. Thanks, Karen.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Just a couple things I want to maybe put out there. Um, this is a completely safe and, loving space. Whatever you say stays in Zoom forever and ever. And we're here to celebrate Ty and celebrate the love that was shared with him, from him, and to him. All right, so I think the way we're going to structure this is I'm going to ask some questions, and I would kind of like everybody to kind of give their answer. Okay. Your perspective is your perspective. So no matter how you see it, how you saw it, it all works. And then once everybody's had a chance who wants to answer the question, Craig will play a representation of those answers. Oh, nice
Okay.
touch, Kim.
This is Ty.
I hope Jaws was his
Oh,
favorite movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Welcome, Maureen.
Those are my parents. Those are two of Ty's grandparents.
Awesome. Maureen, and what's your dad's name?
Richard.
Richard, thank you.
yeah, and you may see me scribbling some notes here on a card. So sometimes I just capture kind of key words that I kind of draw upon when I'm playing, just so you know that's what that's about.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody ready?
Yep. Hold on. Allie's saying the link isn't working for her.
I put it inside the chat. It's all right. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Hold on one second. I
Yeah,
just want to resend
Yeah,
the link
recent,
to everyone through
recent.
email. I'm gonna
yeah.
email it.
Yeah,
You can,
no
if you
problem.
want to, you can also send them meeting ID. Here's Richard.
I have this little cool exercise I want to do with everybody at towards the end of this celebration. So if you have your cell phone nearby, we're all going to connect uh, on the cell phone. If you have one nearby, that'd be great.
Okay. I'm ready. We can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So as I said, this is a completely safe space, and it's all about loving Ty and expressing that love. So I want you to think back in time to a time when Ty was giving you some piece of advice or insight or maybe just a memory that he left you with. And how does that continue to guide you today?
So here's the thing about Ty is that even his advice had like some type of dry humor in it. So we all just kind of like smiled when you said that. I mean, I would tell you that he told me to meditate. So have I meditated? No. But that was a piece of advice that I remember Ty giving me was to meditate. Why are you just staring at me?
I feel like
I don't
you
know.
would have said
He was
something to
older. He
you.
was your older brother. Did he give you any advice that you can think of that?
Maybe there's a memory. Maybe there's a memory that you have of him that when you think of him, that memory kind of comes forward and it impacts you today. Maybe you caught him picking his nose once.
I think a good memory would be, I mean, all the memories are good now, but I think a good memory is just us as a family at my parents' house, just, either just over there eating food or celebrating someone's birthday. And we're just all there as a family. And as Kim said, Ty always had dry humor, so he had to make something funny. So I think just those times that we were all together and he was just making us laugh, really.
Do you remember a particular time where he made you laugh?
Bug alert.
Oh, yeah. So one time we went to Trinidad and there are these little small bugs that you can't really see, but you can see. And he was in the bathroom at a family member's house and he just started yelling, bug alert, bug alert, bug alert. And I was mortified. So please stop. So, yeah, there's that.
So every time we see a bug, we say bug alert, bug alert.
Yeah.
So that's the running joke now.
Yeah.
Uncle Eddie, what about you?
For me, it's just that Ty was comfortable being outside of the norms. He didn't conform to what people thought he should be or be like. He wasn't the normal typical type guy. He was a skater kid, loved all kinds of different music and everything. So just the fact that he was comfortable in himself enough to do what he really wanted to do always, was a motivating factor for me.
Mhm.
Motivates you in what way?
To do what I like and not think about others and how they think I should be or how I should be perceived.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. Ties, I think that habit rubbed off on a lot of us. That habit of just being who he wanted to be the way he wanted to be it. It's an inspiration.
I have one memory of Ty.
Please, Richard.
Every time I gave him a ride or he was in a car with me, he was always listening to NPR. Always listening to NPR. He wasn't listening to rap music or not. Always NPR, keeping himself informed. And I was always amazed at him because there's not many people I know listen to NPR in the radio in the car. And that's what he always did, NPR.
Yep.
Amazing. Do you listen to NPR now, Richard?
Yeah, I do quite often.
Yeah.
Uh, he, yeah, he was there. He was there.
Wonderful. Thank you. Maureen, do you have anything that you would like to add? Any advice or insight that he might have shared with you?
He had told me about a year and a half ago that I am one of his greatest heroes. And I cried when he told me that because I didn't expect him to think of me in that manner and that how much he loved me. And that stays with me now and forever.
Mm, what a gift.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Anybody else like to take a shot at an answer to that question?
It's not necessarily advice, but a memory. When I first started driving, he had a black BMW, and for some reason, he let me drive it one day with one of my friends in the car.
What?
It was Jordan.
What?
He had picked us up from either school or soccer practice, and he was like, "All right, take her home." So there's this certain part of the road that when I go past every single time I think about because I almost got us into a car accident in Bowie. I was in a turning lane, and I wasn't supposed to be in a turning lane, so I tried to get over and switch lanes and almost hit a car. So
Proper Big Brother style, that is. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. Craig, what do you think? Anything else you'd like to dive into or?
Well, there's a lot in all of that. So a few people talked about his dry humor, being together as a family. Who did we
Richard.
lose?
No, Richard's here. Paul.
Ah.
Okay.
So I heard a lot of humor in those stories, and I heard him being a stand for people being their true selves, being authentic. The NPR thing almost sounded like, I don't know, you can let me know, would it be accurate to say that he was a seeker, like exploring and seeking and learning? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Let me add to that. His range of music also, and the fact that he listened to NPR showed his diversity, his range of knowledge. That's the kind of young man he was. He had a very wide range of knowledge and how to describe it, but mental acuity. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, thank you. And then I heard
You were
Sorry,
you were
ahead.
saying about seeking.
Yeah.
Ty's Christian, but he was also very interested in just world religions. So he did a lot of research about Islam, about Judaism, and just other religions because he's really interested.
Yeah. Thank you. And then I heard all of us who have brothers and sisters have stories of our getting into things that maybe mom and dad wish we hadn't. Thanks for that, Sasha. That's bringing back a few memories for me.
I wanted
Well,
to also, real quick,
yes.
Paul is back on. And Paul, I wanted to see if you wanted to share a memory.
Oh boy, there's so many. There was so many times that Ty and I would be, and I spent a lot of time with this cat, and there'd be so many times that we would laugh so hard. Uh, we ended every night, mostly in the evenings. Every time we was on the phone together, we ended just laughing. I mean, like crying. And the time that I got to know Ty, and see, I don't know the best word that I can come up with after spending time with this man, having intimate moments with him, breaking bread with him. The best word that I can come up with is royalty. He was royalty, and I, I can't come up with a better word than that because he was special. He was quiet, but he was a thinker. He was very much absolute, um, and he was focused. He was accomplishing things that normally people just wouldn't do. So uh, there's a saying: his cup had runneth over. He had a lot of things going on that he was doing progressively, and so I use this word royalty in the greatest sense, at the very highest order, and I consider him a very, very close brother, very close. I appreciate you having this done today, Kim, because I think of him very often. Uh, he's just salt of the earth, salt of the earth, and I got to go back and finish work.
Okay. Thanks for
I'm lis-
sharing.
I'm listening.
Yeah, and we are recording this, so you'll be able to listen back if you miss anything. Okay. Well, there's a lot in all of that, Karen.
There is.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide whether that's one journey piece or whether that's two or three different pieces. Um, I see kind of one big theme is the humor, and then the other is the quest for knowledge and curiosity, and then there's this authenticity. Those are the three that are standing out. Am I missing anything essential in those three beyond
There's
those?
just one more thing. Ty was also very compassionate. Um, he did, he would give you the shirt off of his back. And there was a lot that he did for, what's the correct term for people, displaced individuals? So, like,
Yeah,
if he saw someone on the street and they needed something, he would buy them food or he would give them money or he would even give them a ride. Um, he was a very compassionate person.
yeah. Thank
And I
you.
think a lot of his personality revolved around, not his personality, his feelings revolved around what the people around him were feeling. So if you were sad around him, he would take that on
Yeah,
and he would try to protect you or try to help you.
Hmm. Beautiful. Thank you. Anything else anyone wants to add before we create a little music? I've got plenty to work with. You don't need to add anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want us to go on mute?
Yes, if everybody could go on mute for this, that would be great, just so there isn't any feedback that can happen sometimes.
And just a reminder, you have all your things on and off.
I
need to turn off.
do. I do. Thank you, Karen. But I'm still going to double check. Okay, first let's switch. So I think I'm going to start with this first one is I'm going to play around with the compassion and the seeking in this one.
Thank you,
Wow.
Craig.
Wow, Craig, that was beautiful.
Just wait. There's more.
Just so you know, when I'm playing, I take my earbuds out because they block out too much of the piano sound. So there's a few seconds at the end of each piece where I can't hear you. Um, so thank you, Kim. I got that. Thank you. Um, I think next I'm gonna look at
You
the
want to change
authenticity.
your camera view for us,
Yeah,
please.
I'm just gonna be a second. I'm gonna do the authenticity and the humor in this next one.
That was compassion.
Okay. I'm back with you.
That was beautiful.
Ah, good. Good. And now I'm back with you.
Thank you, Craig.
So,
That was amazing. Simply
Thank you,
amazing.
Craig. That was beautiful.
thank you.
All right. Shall we jump to another question? Talk a little bit more about Thai. And I wanna know, Marcelo, this question is for you. Okay. Um, so you all have described Ty as this, seeker of knowledge, this thinker. I think somebody used the word thinker. And I want to know if that led to any real meaningful conversations between the two of you. And, I don't want to know what that conversation was about, but I want to know maybe how it continues to influence you today. Like, how does Ty show up in your life today? Sorry to put you on the spot too, but not really sorry.
Me and Ty, our conversations would be interesting. And I feel like what I took away from our conversations is like to think outside the box, put myself in other people's shoes, see the world not just like as it is, just, what it can be. Most of our conversations weren't always appropriate, but they always ended up with us laughing, especially when we were on the game. Like, it was, those were like the best moments of my life.
Oh, oh.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Richard, I feel like you might have a story about maybe something from a car ride with the NPR. Is there something that a conversation that might have stuck out to you?
Um, most of the NPR broadcasts that we listen to were political or mostly wide-ranging issues, today's issues about today, people, events. And Ty was always reaching, looking for answers. And I think NPR awoken that, um, piqued his interest in life and other issues that didn't surround him. Listening to NPR was uh, being outside of his own world, right? He could connect with something that wasn't right around him. And I think that was what he was looking for. He was trying to connect with otherworldly, outside of his spectrum issues. And you only do that by listening. He didn't talk a lot. When you talk, you don't learn. When you listen, you do. And that's what Ty did. He listened a lot.
Did you listen to NPR before Ty?
Oh, yeah, I've always been an NPR, public TV, radio. I've always done that, the music and all that stuff.
Nice.
So that's kind of how it trickled down. So my dad used to listen to it. We were in the car with him. So we would listen to it. And then our kids were in the car with us. So then they would listen to it. So yeah,
I love that thread. Yeah.
I listen to it the most.
I would say that.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Does anybody else want to share a conversation, or maybe, something that sticks out about Ty that he's left with you that is still with you today? I know Sasha drives down that road. She can't help but think about that time. Yeah.
There's a bind between Ty and Sasha, and I'm into numerology and astrology also. Ty was born 9/1/92, and Sasha was born 1/9/92. So they have a
One
whole
two
lot in common.
1299, Dad.
1/2/99, yeah. 1/2/99, and he's 9/1/92.
Mm,
So they have that bind there that will never go away. Those two.
yeah.
And it's
Whether he's here or not, they're still connected. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Sasha, do you still feel him?
Every day.
How
I think we
so?
all
How so?
Um, just in like the little moments, little things, I feel like um I don't know. Just like in little things. It's hard to explain, but like
No, you get it.
You ever
sometimes like
smell his cologne?
he never really wore cologne.
he wore other sprays
He wore
like
other
Axe.
sprays. That was the spray guy.
yeah.
I have a lot of before he passed, he went shopping for clothes. So I took a lot of like the new shirts that he had just bought just to make sure that they actually got worn and didn't go to waste. He has a lot of jewelry that I took from his room that I wear pretty often.
Right. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like little moments. I
Yeah.
feel him just like just I just feel like he's always there. And like whenever I feel like something I'm about to do something difficult and hard, I just talk to him.
Mhm.
Now, Sasha, remember what I just said about the numbers? Your mom
Yeah.
and dad only had two children. You two are the um, flip sides of the same coin with the 9/1/92 and 1/2/99. So even though he's gone, that coin is still there. You represent both sides now.
Actually a funny story about that too. That's how I got my first tattoo. I told my mom, when like I don't remember how I came to the realization. Either she told me or like I just came to the realization one day, but I really, really wanted a tattoo. And my brother had a lot of tattoos. Bless you. And my parents didn't really like him getting tattoos, so I knew that they wouldn't like me getting a tattoo. So I told my mom, I was like, well, we have the same exact numbers and our birthdays. And I was like, that would be a really, really nice tattoo. I was like, I would get a matching tattoo with my brother. I would get his birth year or his birthday on me, and he would get my birthday on him. And she kind of had to give into that.
So Sasha conned me into getting her first tattoo. To make a long story short,
Yeah,
she conned.
I heard that.
But it was a good time because Ty got they did y'all get it in the same place in your arm?
The same exact place.
Mm.
Very
So
cool.
yeah.
Yep. Side of the same coin.
Yeah, you got that right.
Oh.
Ayana, you got any stories? You're auntie, right?
Yes.
I'm an auntie. I got a lot of stories about my nephews. I got 3.
Yeah, I have. I got three too.
No, you
I
have
have
to.
two.
You have to.
Was Ty your first?
Yeah. Ty's my first.
Ty was the first everything.
Yeah.
I was 17 when I got pregnant with Ty. So Ty's the first of everything.
Yeah, I was in middle school when he was born. So it was, I think that was a good memory, becoming an aunt in, I think, seventh grade. So that was exciting to tell my friends in middle school that, I'm an auntie. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it was fun for me to say.
Yeah, what did it feel like? Because, I remember when I got to be an auntie. I lived in Boston at the time. And I've never felt the pull to come home than when I became an auntie. And I came home.
Well, I'll be honest, I think that came later in life because, like I said, I was in middle school, so I don't think I understood what an aunt was yet, to be honest. So probably not until I was in high school it really hit me that I'm like, oh, I'm an aunt, you know. So I would say in middle school it didn't really, it was just like, okay, my sister had a baby, this is great. All right. But it wasn't until later in life as they got older and, you know, I was actually able to do things with them. Because obviously my sister wasn't going to leave her newborn with the 13-year-old. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Did you feel at all closer to your sister through Ty?
I've never thought about that, to be honest. I think me and my sister are already close, so maybe it might have brought us closer once we started having kids, because I obviously Marcel is my son, but I think so. Now that I think about it, I think us having kids did, you know, bring all of us together, along with, you know, our sister Allison and our brother Tony. We all have kids, so it does bring us closer together.
And Ty has a lot of like, I think all of us, both sides of our family. So like my side of the family and then my husband's side of the family, Eddie Tolliver, he's on with us. Um, we all had kids. I don't think any of us had kids like later in life. I think for the most part, we all had kids fairly like in our 20s. I think for the most part in our 20s.
Except for Tiffany.
Yeah, except for Tiffany. But I do think that it having kids brings you closer to your siblings, but also there's a different level of love that you have for your nieces and nephews, you know, being an auntie. I had a dream the other night about Marcelo. I didn't tell you about this, but
I had a dream about me.
yeah. I won't say the whole dream, but I was definitely praying and crying for you. Just like just protecting you. So there's definitely that nurturing, you know, that an auntie would do, and that nurturing feeling that you would have for your nieces and nephews that I think all of Ty's aunts and uncles have for him.
Yeah, it's almost like another set of parents, you know, another adult in that life that would just lay down their own life for that child. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just pure love. It's just another layer of love.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Addy.
Yeah, so I heard in something about listening really stuck out for me when you were sharing, Richard. And then a lot of conversation about connection and then nurturing. So I think I'm going to play around with that in this next piece. Listening, connection, and nurturing. Okay, I'm back.
Craig, that was beautiful.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, it's real nice.
Good, good.
You know what that piece reminded me of?
What?
Ty.
Oh,
Ty
good.
was Ty was borderline genius. And
Hmm.
history has shown that a lot of geniuses are trouble people because they're misunderstood so much. They don't know how to process everything they know with their emotions and reality.
Hmm.
That's what Ty was. He was borderline genius. He had so much going on in his head. He didn't know how to process it at all times. And I think your piece just showed that.
Oh. Oh, I'm glad that that came up that way for you. Thank you.
Hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of a perfect segue, Richard, into this little exercise I want to do next. Um, I heard Ty was into sci-fi, and I wanted to kind of bring the not sci-fi to it, but a little technology, a little fun. So I would like you all to get your cell phones, and I'm going to share on the screen a QR code, maybe. Here we go.
This one to come.
And let me know when you're all set.
Pick 3 words that you might use to describe the life of Ty, 0 to 10 years old. Um,
So just take a minute, and it maybe you didn't know Ty when he was 0 years old to 10 years old, but maybe you were 0 to 10 with Ty. So use 3 descriptive words. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide Craig an opportunity to take us through a journey with your words through Ty's life.
Time traveler.
Mm.
Very spiritual.
Let me know when you hit when everybody's all set. Can I? Oh, nice.
You should be able to share the results on the screen when it's done,
Yeah, I'm
Karen. Is that what you're
trying
thinking
to.
about?
Yeah, for some reason,
Otherwise, you
I'm
can.
actually
not a big screen.
I'm actually using my phone right now, but if I needed to use 3 words to describe Ty, it would be insightful, compassionate, and empathetic.
That's who he
mm,
was from 0 to 10 years old.
He was beyond his years. He was
Okay,
here before.
okay, okay. So I don't know if you guys can see the screen. We created a word cloud. Okay, and these are your words. The biggest one, the one in the middle there, fun. That's the one that was most popular. And then we can add insightful. Eddie, remind me again what you said. Insightful
Compassionate and
Compassionate
sympathetic.
and empathetic.
and empathetic. Wonderful.
who put nerd?
No.
No.
Okay, ready? We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to show the next slide. So now we're going to look at him from the ages of 11 to 20. What are 3 words that you would use to describe what life was like with this young man?
He was funny. He was funny, sad at times,
Very well. A seeker of knowledge.
Fun, full of love, growing. Ooh, some more. Injury prone.
Oh, look at that. You, yes, that's so true. Skateboarder. So yeah. Mm,
I
touche.
can guess about this annoying. Who put that one in there? Awesome. Skateboarding, growing, full of love,
Hmm.
cheerful,
Hmm.
embarrassing.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, talk about that.
No,
All
we
right.
can't. There's some inside jokes we would love to share, but we know this is being recorded, so.
Craig, you got a sense of those? You're muted if you're talking.
Yeah, we may need to review these
Okay.
when they're done.
Okay, when they're done. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can review. All right. I would like to have 3 words that describe what life is like now that Ty is not here with you in this physical world.
He's missed.
Yeah. Oof.
You will always be remembered.
Yes. Hmm. Cloudy and gray. Quiet. Lost. Less hot sauce. I love that. Truly missed and like something's missing. Confusing.
Mm, yeah, that took a.
Einstein said, energy can't be created and it can't be destroyed. That was tight. He's
Mm.
endless.
Mm.
Gonna go back to the first slide. If you guys want to add anything, please do. I'm going to give Craig an opportunity to take a look at it so that he can formulate his music. From 0 to 10, you said he was adventurous, a prankster, cool, comforting, full of love, funny, and fun. He was a Star Wars lover and a nerd. And he was too short.
when he was a toddler, I remember one time I was crying and he like he came up to me. He's like, "Don't cry, mommy. It's gonna be okay." And he like gave me toilet paper.
Mm,
Type of the type of child he was is
mm.
that like he's just very comforting.
That's beautiful. And from the ages of 11 to 20, you guys describe him as somebody who was injury prone and loved skateboarding, that he was energetic, interesting. He was finding himself and just trying to figure out life, that he was helpful and annoying.
Yeah. All of that wrapped up in one person.
Yeah.
Most to Sasha.
And that he was also growing.
Yeah. He's
Out.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
He went away to college and he he just was trying to figure out who he wanted to be. And he realized that college wasn't for him. And is interest. I mean, I think as a parent, there's a certain path that you want your kids to go down, but I was so proud of him. I wasn't proud of him at the time, but I'm proud of him now that he stood up and was like, "That's not for me." Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm proud that he was able to stand up and say what he really needed out of life, which wasn't college.
Yeah, I can't help but think that there was a reason he was able to stand up and say those things and speak his truth, because there
Yeah,
was the space was there for him to do that.
yeah.
So, and now to complete our journey, I asked you all to pick 3 words to describe life without Ty here. And you said that it feels like something's missing, that it's gray and cloudy, it's incomplete, and your lives have changed. There's less hot sauce. And it's lonely.
Ty's leaving has been a major, like, it's a shock to our family. Um, we haven't lost, I mean, losing a child is indescribable, but I just think, speaking on behalf of our family, we haven't lost someone this close to us ever. So it's a lot to process still. And there's definitely a hole that is is there that will never be replaced. We still have Ty's shoes at the front door on the what is this thing called this?
Rack.
On the shoe rack.
What you said.
Not that we expect him to come home, but just because he's going to always be a part of our lives, a part of our scenery. It's also when, just thinking about the fact that he's never coming back. I'm
Hard.
thankful he's not in pain anymore and that our faith tells us that he's with God. And that gives us like the strength to keep going. It gives us the strength to also just know that he loved us. What is she doing?
I look at it from a celestial point of view.
See her?
When stars die, they go supernova, go bright and blow up, and it's something we may never see, but we saw it with Ty. Ty went supernova, and it was a once in a lifetime thing for all of us. And Ty, that brightness, when he passed, that was the supernova. The star exploded.
That's Tony.
Beautiful picture, Richard. Thank you. And thank you,
Hey,
Kim,
Tony.
for sharing your heart with us.
Thank you. Hey Tony. I don't know if you can hear us. Oh, he's trying to connect. What's his name? Maximilian.
What's his email?
You're muted.
Mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We
It's
can,
me and
yes.
Tree.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Hey. How y'all doing?
We're okay. We're sharing.
Okay.
Craig and Karen, Tony, right here. That's my brother. That's Ty's uncle, and Tristan, who's also there, Ty's cousin. Yeah, we want to say something. Okay. We're sharing about. Oh, Karen, I'll let you.
Great. So
Sorry.
we're about to play, Craig's about to play some music that represents some words that the family created using a word cloud that represent Ty and what it was like to live with him from the ages of 0 to 10 and then 11 to 20. And then what has it been like without him here? So Craig's going to represent those emotions that the family share with us, those descriptive words in his music. So see if you can pick out which decade and what the words were.
I'm not promised to put every word in there, just so you know.
Before we get started with that, Tony, did you want to share about those 3 things that Karen just mentioned? You're muted.
If you could pick 3 words, Tony, 3 words that would describe what life was like with Ty from the age of 0 to 10.
Energetic, anxious, and fun.
Okay, now what 3 words would you use to describe life with Ty from the ages of 11 to 20?
More fun, a little less energetic, and focused.
Focused. Awesome. And please, if you would, 3 words that describe what life is like now that he's not here.
Sad. In 3 words. A sense of longing, I guess. And moving forward.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Anything else that you would like to add as far as maybe the impact that this gentleman has had on your life, this young man?
Well, one good impact that he had was that I know me just growing up with all girls. When he came, I seen him as like a little brother that I always wanted that I never had. So with that, just the life like with those words that how I gave, it was just very interesting to see actually have someone younger than me to look after and just have someone with me as that is. But yeah, he's missed.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Bree, did you want to share anything? You don't have to. I just wanted to see.
No, I'll let y'all do your thing. I was kind of caught off guard with this, so I'll let y'all do
That's
that.
okay.
Thanks for being here.
No problem.
All right. Let's get going.
What do you guys think?
The
Very well
range,
done.
the range of different places that you took us just now, Craig, that was a lot.
Mm.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wow.
For the two hosts, let me say the one thing that we haven't seen or heard is any anger.
Mm.
Mm.
There has been disappointment with Ty. We all felt a little disappointed, but not anger. And I know Kim and Tick have some anger in them, but there's a saying, anger is a punishment we put on ourselves for someone else's mistakes. And Ty wasn't perfect. He made mistakes, but his choices were his. But there's no anger that we feel. And there
Mm.
was none in your music, which is good.
Ah, thank you, Richard.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have anger at times because I'm grieving. So, but anger that I wouldn't call it anger. There's times that I'm angry, but like I think the emotion is I just want my son.
Mm-hmm.
I just and I can't have him. So
Mm.
when you want something so bad that and you know that you will never you won't ever have that person again. Yeah. But I mean there's something that my husband pulled up. He said the most precious jewels you'll ever have around your neck are the arms of your children.
Amen.
I think that's how we feel about our kids, about Ty and Sasha, especially Ty. If we could have his arms around us just one more second.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
sorry. Craig and I are so sorry that Ty is not here in this world with us. I believe much like Richard about the energy, it doesn't ever really get destroyed. It just kind of moves into another plane or something. Something happens to it, but it's still here. It's still with us. I am so moved by this family and your willingness to share this very special human being with Craig and I. Um, we love what we do and we get to do it because of folks like you sharing your love and your loss with us. We hope that you can listen to this music in the future and know that it was created by your love and your loss for Ty.
Yeah, so well said, Karen.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you want me to send you the results from the word cloud?
That would be great. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kim, and I think we discussed you want the video recording as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we've recorded it for you. And I will also send you a recording of just the music
Okay.
as individual tracks. So I've been recording that separately to my high quality recording software, so that will be coming to you as well.
Thank you. And then I can email it to everyone.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard. Really appreciate
Totally
everybody.
unexpected.
Mm-mm. Thank you,
So
Richard.
I should also credit my dear friend and colleague, Jill Arena. She gifted this experience to us. And I
Yeah.
mean, I would have never known that something like this exists. So I'm really, really appreciative to Jill.
Yeah. She's a treasure, Jill is.
She is. She is. She actually texted me today and just, you know, sends our family her love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Well, Karen, is there anything else that there is to
No,
be said to finish here, or?
just we love you. We thank you. And may you find peace.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.